We're back at the Scapegoat podcast. We're here with Scott Lyle, another promoter, kindred spirit, lovely guy. And then we're back with Mike, popular demand.
How's it going?
Curious Castaway, all the good fun stuff. So talk about your damn cameras, son.
Oh yeah, so the cameras. We have 3 different types of cameras.
Yeah.
An action cam, a GoPro, I want to say Hero 5, that someone's lent me, and then the DJI Osmo, which is like a little handheld, amazing fucking 4K camera. But yeah, it's enough, like, figure out why or what kind of issues I've had in playback. You know, you have to go through all of them and make it 1080p, 30 FPS, and then I think the Osmo doesn't go to 30. It's either 25 or 50, and you're like, this is fucking a ball ache.
Yep. And then you get a strobe effect with
and then it's like, and then I was getting like mad lag in playback.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I have no idea what the problem is here. So it's either like the settings on the cameras aren't all equal, and then on the program, or it is just my laptop is fucking dying. It's just crumbling under the pressure of playback and fucking
checking all these stems on top.
No, it's like a minute of footage, and it's like, nah, mate, you can't. 3 cameras in one, not doing that.
What are you doing, man? Because it was like, honestly, there was the same debacle that I had when I was first starting, because when we did the Sapien Wall of Sound, that was the first multi-camera project that we did. And again, like, I hadn't splashed out and bought like a matching set or anything like that, so we cobbled together multiple cameras, and that was pretty much the same deal. Like, playback was fucked, and like the different aspect ratios were all over the fucking board. So then it was one of them kind of epiphany moments. It was like, right, if I am going to buy more of these GoPros, if they are the same thing, you've got to be as fucking close as humanly possible, just so then I can just go on and it works, instead of it being a problem, as you say.
Yeah, well, it's like, I don't know, like, in a sense, I don't really know what to do now, because I'm like, okay, a friend of mine was like, go and film like half an hour footage with just the 2 like action cams, take away the Osmo, film that for half an hour, and then put it on, and if it lags again, it's fucking laptop issues, buy a new laptop, which I'm probably gonna have to do it anyway, considering future endeavors. But I was like, this is a ball ache, because the way I'm trying to do it is like, you watch a tutorial and it goes, do you have multi-cameras and want to sync them? This is the easy way. And you go, oh, this is the thing to do. And then it doesn't work, because the laptop's like, nah, man, you can't do it. And you're like, well, I guess I could do it the not easy way, but that just sounds dumb.
Well, it's also that thing of like, there's not the exact way how to do it. I would like liken this to be like sound engineering or any sort of technical art, if you get it, because there's no like thorough, proper way how to do it. So if I edit a video and you do it, there's no like
there's 2 differences.
Way how it was done.
But we both want to do it the simplest and quickest ways to cause less of a hassle.
Yeah.
So
but also, like, I've got to a point now where I'm just upgrading to a new laptop. And for the last God knows how long, I've been putting hotkeys and all this sort of lot into stuff. And now I'm like, I've got this sexy laptop, which I'm like, whoa, I've got to now go and use that. And I'm really begrudging the fact I'm taking it on now, because I've got to then spend best part of 6 months
putting everything back. Well, what are the specs on your laptop, just so I know?
What, the new one or the old one?
The new one.
The new one is like 8 gig of RAM, and it's like quad-core Pentium processor, that sort of stuff.
What kind of graphics?
It's got one built in. I think it is 256. It's already built in. Because it's not like a strict gaming PC, but it's near enough.
Because I was looking at like a gaming laptop, just because it's affordable and sort of spec'd out to the level that you need it for like editing. You know, anything more than that, you're looking at like 1,500 quid. You're like, I can't do it. 800 maybe.
The weird thing is about it is that like the program itself is very simple. It's like just pretty much a shell. Whatever you put in it is then the heavy lifting. So like the video and the audio and yada yada yada. So the thing is the processing, like to actually get the computer to think about it that fast, and then go cut to this, cut to that, cut to something else. Oh, change the audio, blah blah. It's a lot of thinking power, and then it's the RAM to do the compression at the end. So like one of the major problems I've got with this laptop now is it takes genuine hours, and it starts to die when you start to compress stuff. So it's like, oh fuck.
Well, like I saw some videos and the guy's like, ideally you'd want 32 gigs of RAM. But, you know, 16 will do. And I was like, I'm still looking at 8.
Yeah. Like,
16? What?
Fuck that. Alright, on a different note though, Scott, my man, how you doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah, like, talk to us about fucking Thou, man. I've been
Right,
fucking
coming up,
prepping this
To be honest, this is why we're here now.
This is why we're here. Like, there's a few things that I was just like, yeah, we're going to talk for a bit, but like, we've got some fucking questions for you.
We've got 3 weeks, only 3 weeks to go now. Tickets are going pretty well. So
Yeah,
if you've not got one, I recommend get one now.
I'm trying to tell people all the fucking time, but people are like, oh, but there's this gig. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It's not going to be as good as this.
Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Aye, it was the second time they've been in Edinburgh. We put them on about 10 years ago. It's like Michael Jackson, the Henry's wee Bollock as well. It was Har's first ever gig.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nick Herd actually filled in vocals for them because their vocalist pulled out on the day.
No way.
Nick just filled in and just made up some vocals on the on the
Shout
day.
out to Nick.
And Jackal-Head did Guard of the Dead as
Nice.
well. So Chris used to book the bands in here, and Tommy Concrete's
Yeah,
kind of instrumental
yeah.
doing band. They were really good. It's a really fucking good night. And then we came out of it, we discovered Michael Jackson had died. So I was just considering having a celebrity nod's death pool for this one, but I thought that might be in poor taste. So you get him free if you pick us.
Pick the right death for the night.
Yeah, aye, or if they get you treed, you might get in for free. So now one of my favourite bands. It's great to bring them back to Edinburgh. I don't do gigs very regularly, just like maybe pretty much situations like this where it's a band I really like or friends bands pretty much.
Yeah, because you have like this is like people might have seen you around the scene, but they might not know who you are, what you've been up to. So give us a little like kind of lineage of like.
Right, I first started doing gigs. Probably the first gig I put on was 1998, so I've been pretty much doing gigs for 21 years. Yeah, I'm old, so it's kind of old and
all
bitter.
kind of are. Yeah, you're old in a different way.
Yeah, aye. So yeah, mainly kind of hardcore gigs. Did gigs at the Tap, and then early.
Tap was a quality old boozer down the Cowgate.
Yeah, so Lawson Place. It's actually now been. The building was a punk pub. Had free gigs every weekend and through the week occasionally if it was touring bands. So it was kind of legendary in its day. But we put on a lot of good bands. There was loads of good bands played there. There was people over the years like Los Crudos. I think there was seen like bands like Ebola, loads of good kind of power violence and kind of grind bands, cross bands. Used to be the centre of the international city of punk that used to happen every.
Yeah, the like punk and crust scene was really big back then.
Aye, I mean at that point there was very few
massive
hardcore bands as we think of it now. Not that many metal bands.
Yeah.
There was a lot of kind of punk and cross bands. So yeah, that kind of petered out. Then the kind of scene died off in sort of early 2000s just because there was no venues. I mean, now we're kind of spoiled. You've got here, but going back to maybe, before Chris took over booking the bands, there's a kind of pay-to-play sort of venue. You used to have to sell tickets. I mean, this is going back maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah, Neil was managing here as well, wasn't he?
Up until before those guys kind of took over. You couldn't. It wasn't really a viable place to put on our kind of gigs. So there was whole periods where there was like nowhere to do between the Tap, because the Tap closed, got demolished, converted to a hotel. Cas Rock went, and we did have times we had to pass up some of our favourite bands just because you literally couldn't get a venue.
You have to go elsewhere to see music.
We'd basically have to go to like Edinburgh or Glasgow, Glasgow, sometimes in Dundee, because at points in Dundee had a better scene than here at points.
Yeah, around that time as well, I've still got mates which would rather do the journey on the train to like say Newcastle or Leeds or something like that, because it's a couple hours on the train, they can have a few beers, but like they're kind of locked into that now. They're kind of like, well, I've got mates there. It's like, dude, the scene's now cracking here. It's like you don't have to go that far.
But it picked up. There's people. I mean, through that time, through that kind of lean period, there was people always doing stuff like Colin, who does Across the House. Was always persevered doing things. Roddy from Zilla used to do gigs kind of fairly regularly.
Still wanting you on here, by the way, man.
Zilla must have started maybe about 2000, 2001.
Okay.
Around about then. And then he used to do All Dayers, called Credible Noise Fest, maybe once a year. I think it tended to be bands Zilla had maybe done gig swaps with, and then kind of good selection of local bands, so they were pretty good.
But they were one of the first bands that I knew that were kind of doing that.
Yeah.
But also as well, they were like, for me at the time, they were the extreme band.
Yeah.
Like, it was extreme as fuck. At the time, there wasn't very many other bands that were pushing it as hard, in my opinion. And they were also doing it that, as you say, like that information swap of like, we've gone here. Like, if you want to ever come to Scotland, like, we'll do you this trade and do you at a rate sort of thing.
So Roddy was, he'd done gigs at kind of weird venues like the Wheat Sheaf, which is in Gorgie. It's almost across from Saughton Skate Park, but it's now a dance school or something.
Yeah.
So at that point, that shows you we're having to go that far out of town to...
But there is a weird thing about that like, in Edinburgh in general, I would say that there's... Even if you go to, like, say, metal nights or whatever, there's the ironic hour where they play, like, Britney Spears and stuff like that. There's, like, a weird kind of washout of all the scenes. Nobody really has a place to go and see. Like, if you're really into hip-hop, there's probably nowhere here that does an exclusive hip-hop nights every night. It's weird that everything seems to be, like, so jumbled all the time. It's like, please love me. It's got to be all of everything all the time. It's like...
But the collective I done was probably busiest in terms of amount of gigs we did. Cold Dead Hands Collective. It started in 2003. We did gigs at studios. We'd use the studios for floor shows. Mainly because we knew there's no point in doing a gig on the stage because we're only going to get 50 people. But if you had people set up on the floor, standing around the band, that made it really intense. But so we did some great nights with that. Put on people like Tragedy. That was probably one of our biggest gigs actually that we did. And
again, big name as well.
Yeah, that was a co-promotion with Colin with the Crusty House, because like, we'd both somehow been simultaneously offered it by the booker and we both said yes. So, but it's like, well, we're mates, we'll sort it out between us. So yeah, and that carried on between sort of 2003 and kind of petered out to we've done Iron Lung as well. First couple of times Iron Lung played here. We did them. First one at Subway used to be a good venue for. I say good.
Manky.
It was manky. It was, and there was occasionally a literal actual shit flowing in the gutters. Outside. It's
another shithole that we had to go and dwell in because it played horrible music.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was cheap and they weren't that fussy about what kind of music you're putting on.
Yeah, like there's things like cool brickwork and stuff like that, but in there it wasn't cool brickwork. It was just brickworwork.
This is old Subway that used to be, that is now the Hive.
It's Subway.
Subway.
No.
What was the Hive then before?
Honeycomb.
Okay.
Yeah, it's now.
I think it's still a shithole.
It's now Base or something. So, but that was
it is called Base.
That was a sort of staple. But I mean, even before that, I mean, that was a regular gig venue. Like Emperor played there, played there and stuff. Aye, this was early. I wasn't there. This was
No, but come on, fuck.
This was before I left Edinburgh. But yeah, I've got friends that were there. This was like maybe about 93 or something. I didn't move to Edinburgh until about 1996. So there's a whole load of things I missed. But they played there. So the Subway was a regular venue. We did some gigs at the Hive, but it never really
amounted to anything.
Yeah, and then after that, just for that sake of time, Henry's opened up. And the person like Claire that runs Henry's is somebody who's actually into music rather than a business person as such. So
and then Nickel's got bought over as well. Nickel Edwards is now Banshees.
And
about the same sort of time frame.
And you've had these. So I think for the last sort of. Because we did have periods where you could go to a venue, like, but then you could use it for a while. It'd either get booked up or you get a change in managers and then the venue would get sold. So there's places like the Canonsgate used to get used a lot for, which was just basically a downstairs room where you could stick a vocal PA and it was fine for a kind of hardcore gig. But the manager there just all of a sudden decided didn't want to do that kind of thing anymore. So the scene was kind of precarious for a while, but now you've got obviously here the Banshee, Henry's. We've lost Leith Depot this week, or we've got confirmed that
Carlton Studios is gone now.
The Studios is gone as well.
The Leith Theatre is now there in its place.
So things have been a bit more stable for the last sort of 10 or so years, which has made a big difference because I think the number of quality local bands has definitely
I'd also say the amount of like people like yourself and now myself, I've only taken it on, but like promoters, folk that are happy to collaborate with different venues and go like, hey, you up for doing this weird thing? Like it's not the run of the mill, because don't get me wrong, there's like metal bands that could be just Metallica. And then there's other metal bands which are like, right, you got to stick with me on this one for a bit.
Quite often we were approached a new venue that we hadn't used before. We were very non-specific about the sort of music we would be doing. We would just not say what it was. just to be the safe side.
Yeah.
I mean, usually then, even if they didn't like the noise of the bands, they would generally, as folk will come in, they'll buy drinks,
and
it won't cause too many problems. So
So the money talks really.
Pretty much.
At that point,
Also,
you're
as
like,
well, that like a period of time, definitely in Scotland, that like we all know that like chavs and wee bams are mostly the problem. But for a period of time, if you wore black, that was like, oh my god, you're gonna kill us all.
You're the problem.
Yeah, so
it was that metal fear phase or something that like a lot of places had. We were like, oh, we can't trust those people.
Pretty much. And then after a while, when all these big tattooed hairy blokes walk in and have pleases and thank yous and all give you a tip, and they're like, actually, they're not too bad.
Yeah, right. They like to drink and they're polite and.
They actually drank us out of stock, and they were pleasant while doing it. They all left in a nice, orderly fashion.
Exactly.
So yeah, things have definitely, in terms of the infrastructure of the scene, if you like,
It's definitely
been a lot more stable. But so that kind of Cold Dead Hands kind of petered out around about 2009ish, and they didn't do anything for a few years. Then really good friends with guys in Owedon, they were struggling for a gig with their tour with Legion of Andromeda, and they said to anyone that could do it.
Killer band.
So just like, fuck it, I'll do it. So and then it's now been maybe about the rate of a gig a year or so since then. So I've done Owedon, Bismuth. So Owedon, Legion of Andromeda, following year Owedon and Bismuth, last year Bismuth and Vile Creature, all who were kind of nice people. So
Tanya and Joe are fucking sweethearts.
Great people, great bands. That's part of the thing as well, because part of me for being a DIY gig promoter is to do everything from making the flyers, hand them out, do the door on the night, cooking for bands, and I'll also put them up. So kind of looking at bands, it's kind of like, would I want these people in my house?
Yeah, I'm going to be spending.
By that logic, is thou staying in your house?
We're putting now, because there's a lot of people, we're putting them up, and we've got a hostel booked for them.
Sorry,
but
I had a mental picture of you hiding under their bed.
They did stay in my house last time, or most of them did. I think we might split them between two flats, and they're all really nice people.
They seem very nice people.
Yeah.
Like,
Before we get too far,
like,
under what title are you doing promotion under?
All Deaf Ears, because basically, because it was a play on Cold Dead Hands, but now obviously I'm older, and due to spending 20 plus years in confined spaces with loud noises, I'm now quite deaf. So.
It was quite funny when we first met. I was like, hey, old guys just like screaming at each other, like, for fuck's sake.
But
I was also going to lead on to stuff that, like, both of you two are quite well travelled, and you like to go and see music elsewhere. You're not like quite happy to stay where you are. And one of the major things that you've got in common is Roadburn. Because we've been talking about Roadburn a lot. It's one of the festivals that I want to go to because of like the way how it's curated, like some of their art presentation, just all of it seems to be right up my alley. But I've not gone yet. So
you should probably remedy that.
I highly recommend it. As
you guys just make me jealous and just like. Because I'll say Thou was just a like.
It's like I saw 3 out of 4 other sets. They did a quiet set, which is basically stuff off Inconsolable, which I missed because it clashed with Linga and Osha. So we managed to get right to the front to see her. And the handful of people that could actually see anything during that. But, so that was kind of worth. So that was about the only thing I would.
Did you see the skate park show?
The Misfits cover.
Misfits covers, right?
That was fucking amazing.
Because again, like it was a secret show, and again, like I know enough folk around the scene that like I get this fucking like message, it's like secret show, Roadburn. It's like I'm not there.
Well, it wasn't all that secret because they knew they were going to do a cover set at some point during the day, and they knew it'd probably be the skate park because Roadburn, there's a skate park attached to this kind of arts complex that they've been using for a gig venue, and they've been used when bands prove more popular than anticipated. They've been given a second set there because quite often you may not always get to see the bands you want to see. So it's kind of obvious they're probably going to be in there at some point on the Saturday, but there was a lot of ball tickling before they actually announced it. And also they knew it was going to be a cover set because that was announced well in advance, but they didn't know what it was going to be, although the Misfits t-shirts they were selling were a big clue. But it was a perfect choice because last thing the Saturday, folk are tired, a bit drunk, and it was just like a good kind of sing along.
And it was I think it was after the sleep set. Because I came out of the sleep set pretty baked.
I can believe so.
I need some fresh air. I'll walk over to the skate park and watch that Thou cover set. And like by the time I got over, I was like, it's not happening yet. guess I'll just stand here for a while because I'm still too big to go back to main stage.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty glad I stayed because it was fucking insane.
Yeah, it was great.
I like the skate park.
Well, I kind of like it how you defanged my only email that I got, which had secret in it, and I was like, I'm onto something that nobody knows about. And you're like, yeah, it was an open secret. Everyone fucking knew, bro. It was like,
well, it was kind of by deduction, you knew where it would be roughly when. But it was good. There's 2 other sets. We did a collaboration set with Emma Ruth Rundle, so it was really good. That sounded like exactly what you'd expect that to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be. I think they are going to actually do a proper album together, which would be good. And then finally the Sunday they did do just like a Mega Sierra set, which was great as well. So so I was kind of really pleased to see all of that. But yeah, Roadburn's amazing. The only problem is you'll see all the bands that are playing, and then you get the timetable and you actually realise how few of them you could actually actually see.
Well, I had a problem this year because my Thursday was the busiest day for me. It was band. It was clashes and everything. Yeah. But then the Saturday I was like, no, there's 4 bands I want to see. I'm easy. Yeah. And then you can wander over to the skate park and at a certain time of the day. A piece of paper will appear just at the door.
Yeah,
and be these are the 4 bands playing. You're click. So I can fill up some of my time in the skate park now, smoking joints and hanging out, with cool local Dutch people.
I've watched there's been a few documentaries that have been funded by Roadburn, and then there's some independent ones. But I even as I was saying beforehand, the art curation they had, was Jay Bannon doing a couple of screens and stuff like that, and then selling them on site.
Yeah. I mean, you see him there, one of the sort of restaurant areas, catering areas outside the skate park is basically sort of where the artists will just they'll come outside and put their canvas up and start spray painting. You'll be sitting there, and you're like, is that fucking Jacob Bannon?
Yeah.
He's just there listening to tunes. People coming up going, hey man, can you sign this? And he's like, yeah, signs, and carries on painting. You're just this is fucking unheard of, man. This dude's fucking right here.
That's the vibe that I think is so infectious, because it's not like any other festival that I've heard about that folk have come away and just it was alright, but it was alright, but I couldn't get water, or the facilities were shit, or whatever.
It's just really nice. It's just everything's thought through. Because it's in the middle of town as well, there's plenty of places options. You can go, like pubs, cafes. You can literally walk out the venue, round the corner, and there's a street full of pubs. The locals like it. I think that's part of success as well. It's quite difficult to imagine something like this in Britain, because the people in the town are really into it, and they're really pleasant. Whereas, let's face it, in Britain, that wouldn't happen, because by and large people are bastards.
Well, we were also talking about the viability of it, outside before we came in. Even just thinking about the kind of Scottish mainstays or Edinburgh mainstays and how they would work with each other, and even thinking about how that would work, it's different companies, different breweries are backed by so and so they wouldn't probably want to work together unless we did an independent promoter to do it all. It's this weird thing that people just don't seem to want to work together.
But they also get art. They also get what would be the Dutch equivalent of Art Council funding. So a lot of the commission performances are by whatever the Dutch equivalent of the local arts council is. So they did the orchestra. The name's got in my head. The Celtic Cross. What's you call
the Triptychon?
Triptychon. That's it. A Triptychon Metropole Orchestra thing. That was given money by the kind of Arts Council thing, as was the other commissioned performances. Last year it was the Waste of Space Orchestra.
That's right, Waste of Space.
So these things which you couldn't imagine happening here, because things like Arts Council funding wouldn't go anywhere near.
But it makes no sense to me when there's been statements and governments have agreed that arts and entertainment and stuff like that are our biggest export, and we make the most amount of money out of it. But then they're shutting down venues and getting rid of, as you say, art councils and funding and all this stuff. So it's counterproductive.
It's kind of elitism in arts, really, because the money will go to opera or ballet, fashion, or things like that, and not to they're not going to fund a metal festival.
Yeah.
Which I suppose it's kind of...
Well, even if they're funding like the metal bands, like don't get me wrong, if you took a band like Conjurer right now, which are like they've done the roster of like all the UK bills, and now they've bumped it up and like they're doing the States and hitting all these bigger festivals. It's like that would be an ideal band to back, to be like, look how far that they've gone. Like other bands could look at that as a model instead of it being like, oh fuck, I don't know. Like it's that sort of thing. They're always looking for that extra zero on the end of like how well it's gone. And it's like, nah, man, it doesn't always.
I think
have to
like
work
the council here just really they probably just focus a lot more on the fringe, and they go, look, we've given you this fringe, and you're like, yeah, but what about the other 11 months of the year? Oh well, they're fucks.
I mean, ironically, because I think things like the fringe and the festival are actually damage local culture in Edinburgh. Because I think how many venues sit empty because the landlords earn so much the fringe you can't bother opening. You don't need to open them year round. Like,
well, I also remember like in my lifetime, the Fringe Guide has like gone tenfold. Like it's just exploded, and now anywhere with a lamp and a microphone can be a venue. So it's like there's literally thousands of venues that pop up in a month.
And it also means that if you want to do a gig during August,
it's
you forget
fucking
it.
shit out of luck, man.
Aye.
Well, this is another thing, because you're like, is this another collaborative thing with Dylan Carlson up at Summer Hall? Because that's in right in the heartbed of August.
Aye, I don't know how that's. I think that's just bad timing. So that's. I mean, I'm not really involved in that. It's Nick. I think Nick's got a hand in it. Nick does bro gigs.
Sorry, I was just under the assumption that you were.
No. Like, basically, me and Nick are collaborating on now because I've been friends with Nick for a long time. And then, as I say, I've got a lot of experience in doing gigs, less so maybe in slightly bigger gigs. So I've been getting some advice from Nick about venues and stuff. And he was quite. And then he was up for a co-promotion. So that's how that came about. So and then he'd had his advice for getting a slightly bigger venue. So but yeah, the Dylan Carlson right in the middle of August is good. Which
I think that's just going to sell anyway.
Generally I try to avoid going out in August because I hate the festival so much.
But also Summer Hall, it's like one of them kind of cooler venues. It's a lot more like low key instead of having to go like George Street or something like that.
I think he's also like avant-garde enough to fit in with what's going on. Whereas like, for instance, like if like Endless Swarm was playing in August, people would be like, this is very like left field of what's like the arty thing going on. We would be there, obviously.
Yeah, there's been
but like the local people would be like, nah. Dylan Carlson is like, oh yeah, he's making sounds for an hour and a half. Oh, this is art now. Cool, mate.
Because there has been the odd like gig that has flourished throughout the Fringe, like it's managed to grab people's attention. It's been stowed out the fucking door, but that's very few and far between. Because
you get lost
so much grabbing your attention.
You can't get a venue, and then it becomes difficult to promote things. Maybe not so bad now with the internet, but the days when you had to hand out paper flyers, there's no, or put up posters.
Paper medium is kind of dying.
Well, I think it's good for going to a gig like, for now I've been turning up at any kind of sludge or kind of crusty kind of gig.
Basho.
Aye, so I think going to, I would say, never underestimate the value of going to a gig for this fans, the type of music you want to bring to your gig. But then I think in the past though, like, because when I first started putting on bands, it was pre-internet. So, and it was just kind of, it could just be pissing in the wind. You would take flyers, you would sometimes go to like metal pubs, just chuck flyers on folks' tables. You used to have to word the flyer to make it sound like...
enticing to a degree.
Enticing to people. And maybe try and, you couldn't be too specific. You couldn't say, maybe avoid using really specific sort of genre terms or whatever, or try and compare them to bands people might know. Even like at some point, the depths of desperation, going to the fucking Mission to hand out flyers, which is, I hate going to clubs, I hate being up late. So that was really just kind of pissing in the wind. But so the internet is bad for a lot of things, but making for gig promotion, because now you can stick up a band's Bandcamp. You can.
They sound like this.
So you can you put a bit brief description, then you can stick a link to the music, and then people
see like, even in my kind of like short foray into like promoting, like I know my kind of habits, and as I say, that it's very rare that I do pick up a flyer unless it is like a holy shit moment, like I need to take one of them.
Like, look at that flyer.
Because I'm like you, that it's like click. So I'm normally like a poster guy.
Yeah.
Posters and stickers and stuff like that grab my attention. So I was like, I'm not doing paper medium. I'm just going straight to posters.
Posters are good, but there's less and less places to put them, and a lot of the places that are left are there's a poster racket.
Yeah, like that's another thing that I'm fucked off about. Is like you get all these like tourist information little podium things with all the little flyers in them, and then certain poster deposit places, and it's only contracted people that are allowed to use it. And it's like, well, there is other things outside that little tiny tourist Scotland or whatever.
I mean, in the past, there were certain places you would stick posters up because people would go there, like the record shops. Yeah. But there's very few. I mean, maybe Vinyl Villains. The window Vinyl Villains is a good spot.
Yeah, I've got to say, Vinyl Villains is like, since Hogshead is like now past, that pretty much Vinyl Villains is like ruling the roost by miles. Like, so.
And like Avalanche back in the day.
Fuck, man, on Coburn Street. Yeah,
that was always a good spot. And then quite often you would wander in there as much to see what was going on.
Well, I do want to try and actually orchestrate trying to get local music back into a record shop.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing that I absolutely adored. Like Avalanche had that little section. And it was like, at the time, I didn't know the people that were in it. But like at the same time, you'd go through and like, oh fuck, there's a Man of the Hour CD and stuff like that. It's like, I'll have that. And it was also, it was a $5 or whatever, so cheaper than everything else in the store. So you could go in, buy something, and then be like, I can now go see that band. Yeah. Like, it's actually within an actual distance of me. So I think that is necessary, but it's completely evaporated, I've seen anyway. So we've got to get our CDs and fucking vinyl and tapes into shops somehow.
I suppose so. I mean, where there's S.U.P, which is basically HMV, which I don't know if
they're owned by HMV.
Which is we don't really have any.
Well, there's that Top Hat, but I've not.
Where, sorry?
Like Top Hat is like, I think it's up in Brunsfield, but it's like a brand new vinyl shop. But it's like it's got all like retro original stuff in there. So whenever they get like a first press of like say Fleetwood Mac, it's like straight onto Facebook, and then they've got like 20 posts underneath. Yeah, bid war for it sort of thing. It's fair dues, but I think that's also something that could be put out there, because I don't know, apart from gigs, as I say, like where to buy merch from. Because again, some people like to have a look at them and go, oh, how was it made, and blah blah blah.
But it's actually sell with Shakespeare. They sell local band stuff. I like the idea of with Shakespeare. I can't say I've ever actually bought that much out of it, but
yeah, it's really obscure stuff. And as I say, it's like you might find the one thing in a year in that shop that you want, but
again, one of the few places it's worth postering. But yeah, so I've kind of, for promotion, I think it's kind of a bit of both, a bit of real life, because if they've been flyering me now, some people have come past and said, oh, I've already got my ticket. But there was one guy I handed him a flyer and then kind of walked on, and he basically come running after me just to confirm it was actually happening. It was me now.
He's like, fuck off, mate. You know, that was not coming, really. And he's like, yeah, that's happening.
It's actually a cover band called Vu.
It's thou spelled out fool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me too, actually. Yeah. Because like when I saw Thou playing We Red Bar, I was like, right, what?
Yeah, and
it's
as
not,
well
this
as
isn't a thing, right?
Ooh. Floor show We Red.
So
it's going to be sick.
Yeah, so it'll be good, and it's over 14s, remember, for if you know any younger people.
I don't even know if any of the young people watch my shit, so fucking God only knows. If you're 14 or above, go to his show.
Yeah, come to our show.
But Nick's done Wolf Eyes at the Wee Red Bar before, and he was saying you got a lot of younger people come in, just paid on the door.
Yeah.
So the bad ticket sales have been pretty good, so we're kind of hopeful it should be a good night. Endless Swarm are always great as well.
Yeah, and Moloch as well.
Moloch are awesome. Haven't played in Edinburgh for about 5 years.
But they seem to be like the daddies. Everybody knows them in England. They've been around for fucking yonks, and they're always in the van helping folk out and travelling from A to B.
I know Henry, the drummer, through his previous band's Army of Flying Robots. They used to play with my friend's band Snowblood quite a lot, so I met him through that. Then we put on Army of Flying Robots, another band we put on at Henry's at some point. So yeah, they're and then obviously through that got the offer up doing Thou the first time they toured with Moloch. Moloch played with Cloud Rat or something at the Banshee a few years ago. It was probably a bit
potentially.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, man.
I've
seen so many shows now that it's getting to a point.
I think that was probably the last time I've seen them. So they probably haven't played here for about 5 years or so. So looking forward to.
It's going to be an absolute fucking cracker of a bill, and I think as well, like after the Dope Throne gig back at the Carlton Studios, not the last one at La Belle, the one before that, when it was at Carlton Studios on the floor show, everyone that walked out of that show had a fucking buzz.
Aye.
Like, and it's been a while since I've seen like a big band also get put on a floor show.
Yeah.
So this is going to be fucking electric by the time
definitely.
that.
It's the atmosphere or that kind of thing where you've kind of no barrier between you and the band.
Yeah.
And
As well as like the band themselves have that like kind of, I don't know, intimate. Like
just
nature, they're going to turn around and just like
Yeah.
scream into the bass drum for like fucking
Yeah.
20 minutes. It's like, all right, cool, do your thing, bro.
Yeah, no, I reckon it'd be cool. Be nice to see how people maybe just have to stare into the singer's face, because you know that way he sings, where he just fucking stares straight out.
He doesn't blink.
Yeah.
He doesn't
It's just like eyes. When you're like, I hope I'm not standing in front. I hope he's a bit taller than me. I don't want to be making straight eye contact with this dude while he's just screaming.
I'll just like edge in slowly with a camera. Click.
Then he'll turn around to the bass drum and just fucking scream. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was very intense. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. There's a whole bunch of fucking stuff going on. Again, man, like I've just been Armed for Apocalypse. That was fucking great last night. Fucking Adolescents played in here, which was like, I totally blanked on who they were until somebody was like, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 soundtrack, and I was like, oh yeah, like instantly flooded back to me all these fucking.
I mean, I thought about coming to that one, and then I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm just gonna stay at home tonight.
Like,
eat my brownie. Done. But
yeah, the Armed for Apocalypse show was a good, like, they're always fucking catatonically heavy.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't the biggest of turnouts, but it was a fucking school night, so most folk were good, like, pretty fucking hammered after the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Sarah, we're on it, Hammer, we're on it, and Sapien, my boys, pretty much I can't stop talking about them at the minute, so it was an all-round fucking doozy of a show.
Yeah.
But what else has been going on? You said you've got a good few things coming up, like just going to shows.
Yeah, there's Nick did a benefit gig for the local food bank at the Waverley last week. It was really good.
The Waverley Bar.
The Waverley Bar,
Yeah.
We Fordale Research Unit, they're really good. It's kind of local, kind of drone thing. Who else played? Bell Lungs, who's again sort of drone kind of folk. We kind of like a violin, just like
Drone
one woman.
folk.
Yeah, it's like one kind of. It's like a one-woman kind of band. It's difficult to explain, but again, she's really good. She's got a really nice voice. It's like proper singing with a few things, which I can tolerate from time to time. That was really good, but that raised a couple £100 and a lot of like actual food donations for them. So it was good. So good work, Nick. That was
man. Doing God's work.
What's you say, Nick?
Nick Caird for Bro Gigs.
So you know when I initially started the podcast and you were talking about the noise scene, and I was like, nah, like I don't really know much of it, and then Nick messaged me just to be like, hey, there is a noise scene, and it's me.
I'm that guy.
There's also there used to be a band called Giant Tank who are like a sort of free noise improv sort of thing. And there's a lot of people that came out of that still have kind of noise projects that sort of got going on. There's I'm not these are people I know socially. I'm not massively into noise myself, but I kind of know stuff
the folk involved and stuff.
There's a guy called Ali Robertson. He's got a project, a surper, who I don't know, you call it maybe circuit bending kind of thing. I don't know the technical term for it, but it's really kind of super. Well, it's not noise, it's like super quiet. There's that, and then Rianne Thompson, who's also in Giant Tank, she's got various things, like Hockey Thrillers, her main kind of thing. So it's Fordale Research Unit. So there's a lot of these kind of people that are
floating about.
Yeah.
But do they play often, or is it just mostly putting stuff out?
Ali used to do a lot of stuff under the name Giant Tank because promotions, but it's kind of dropped off. And again, he's kind of probably a bit older. He's slightly younger than me, but probably not much. So he might just do maybe a gig or two a year. And Nick does sort of stuff on that spectrum.
Yeah, but Nick does a whole variant of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's doing, like last year he done Godflesh, but then he was also doing
Author and Punisher.
Yeah, but he's also done a lot of kind of quiet, folky stuff.
Yeah.
So he's done a real spectrum of.
Yeah, because he does a lot of the stuff with Summer Hall, he does like collaborative stuff with
Yeah.
that, but then he does things obviously outside, like Earth and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, no, Earth is at Summer Hall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at Summer Hall, but I think it's a collaboration between him and the in-house promoter.
Right.
So yeah, like things along those lines.
Yeah.
So he's a really cool guy. Plus, his mutt is the most adorable thing
Aye,
ever. I think that's one of his charms.
Yeah.
He's just
Got a
like
nice
a
pooch.
lovely dude, but then he's also got a mutt, and that just like.
Must be a nice guy.
He must be the best guy in the fucking world.
I think he's up for coming on, but obviously he couldn't be here because he's at work. I've just taken
yeah,
the
we
day
were
off.
going to get the double threat. We were going to get both of them on at once.
But we both kind of work 9 to 5. I've just got a flexi day today, so this is why I'm here. But
off the leash for the day.
Yeah,
He's here not because he wants to be,
because he was told to be.
But Nick's up for coming on at some point. I think you get him and bring Rosie's dog on as well. So, he also runs a film club and he brings Rosie along to that. So
yeah, there has been a lot of that weird film club stuff coming up.
yeah, well I run one as well. I've had one with a friend Pat, who's a couple other friends. We've been running a film night for about 10 years or so, and it's much easier than doing gigs because you basically you've got the films on a memory stick. You don't have to worry where they are. You're going to be late. Are they?
You
so
don't need to
you
feed
just stick it to a computer and that's you. But again, that's
up
at the Banshee. Yeah, we've been in a couple of places beforehand, but we've been at the Banshee probably for the majority of the 10 years we've been going. 11 years now. But the idea with that is it's called Edinburgh Zombie Club. I don't like the name, but we're kind of stuck with it now. Pat chose it. Yeah, Pat set it up, but he it was a reference to a film website where they would watch kind of crap films and then sort of talk over it. But so he named it in honour of that. But then it did mean people think that he shows zombie films, which we burned through the good ones really quickly because you don't just want to show things people have seen all the time. So the idea is it's Video Shop era films because we're all kind of.
So it's like Space Theatre 3000, that sort of deal.
Yeah, that was what inspired it. But the idea we also don't want people to talk all through the films. Yeah. So just basically the idea is we show Video Shop era kind of films. So like could it be zombie films or 70s crime films or kung fu films, Italian post-apocalypse films, or
I've been down to a few of the nights and also some of the poster art and some of the films
we've got a really nice poster. Yeah, we paid a guy to do it. It's a guy called Alan Swan. He's on Facebook's Alan Swan Photography. But he did it really quickly. We just sent him some video box art and then he turned it around in like a few days. So MD needing poster art.
Swan's a fucking legend.
MD need poster art. He's like a
your
guy.
man.
He gave us exactly what he wanted at a reasonable price.
Well,
really
have you seen his comedy Photoshop?
No.
Oh my god, it's like literally anything with him in it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking man. He's photoshopped himself into fucking.
All we really know him just because he did a poster for the B team. Who we basically our club is Edinburgh Zombie Club is at the Banshee the last Wednesday every month. But there's also the B teams run by Cameron Smart, who you'll probably recognise for sludge gigs and stuff. I don't know if a lot of folk, but he does his every week at the Banshee, which is kind of he gets the energy to do it every week. But anyway, but the similar idea, kind of B movies or whatever every week.
Yeah.
And he got poster art done by Sky, so we just basically asked Cameron where he got his, and he pointed us in his direction. So it's excellent. I'll highly recommend him if you're.
But that's a definite he's a fucking shit hot photographer as well. He's one of the guys which I also think needs a lot of credit, because not just in the way that he was documenting like club nights and things like that, but when his standard of photography came out and all these local bands were getting their photos done by him, it was like it had that air of validity to it, if that's even a word, because the photos represented and looked good instead of like, shit, it's off my iPhone or whatever it is.
I messaged him the other day to try to get him on, but he works 9 to 5. And
he's a busy boy. And even like, again, I saw him last night at this, and he was saying that even just picking up a camera and getting back involved in that is difficult. So I'm trying to get him back into the fold, because I do think like his chops in photography is like up there. I don't know who else is better than him in town for doing gig photography.
He's the guy.
He is the guy.
The go-to guy.
It's actually a film club that kind of got me back into putting on gigs because the guy, the kind of main guy at our film club, Pat's a professional musician. His main band's like a folk band, but he has a side band called the Southern Tenant. That's a sort of John Carpenter style soundtrack thing. So we've done a few gigs together, just gigs for them, and then sort of doing that made me remember that I actually quite enjoyed putting on.
Alright.
But we did another thing with Nick, the Southern Tenant, where we did at St Mark's Church, we did a show, The Prince of Darkness, with the Southern Tenant doing a set in support.
St Mark's, that's the one on Lothian Road, isn't it?
Just off Lothian Road, Castle Terrace, it's a Unitarian place. So they were actually really cool about us showing a horror film. We were like, Pat went to them, well, we want to show this film, Prince of Darkness, it's a horror film. We would quite like to show it at a church, and they were like, fine.
Yeah, the Juniper Grave.
Same place they had their album launch.
And again, that they were like they let me film in there, and the folk were absolutely lovely.
The folk at work in there are really nice. So as Unitarians, so I think they just kind of accepted everything. So they're kind of, as Christians go, they're
quite open and nice.
Yeah, they're super nice.
The other Christians are dicks.
As far as they go.
But as part of that, we did we filmed. Normally the Southern Tenant always have visuals. It's usually like B movies sort of cut together, and they don't play that often because I think they try to make a unique set of visuals for every gig they do. So it's a bit time consuming. But they did a special. Rather than using clips for films, they made their own film that's basically filming Ali Lauder in a robe, walking basically along the water of Leith, kind of through Edinburgh at night, right to the door of St Mark's. And they timed it perfectly. So the last shot is Ali hammering on the door of St Mark's, and at that point we had him hiding in a room just off. It's kind of with a smoke machine that's kind of backlit. So at the very end, this door swings open, and Ali. So on the screen, you see Ali knocking on the door, and then all of a sudden he's coming through. If you don't know Ali, he's kind of in a robe. He's quite big and intimidating.
He looks like the Kurgan from Highlander.
I love that. He's obsessed with Highlander.
I know.
That's probably the best thing anyone.
I'm trying to fluff him up, even though he's in Canada. I love Ali Lauder. What a boy.
So that was again a collaboration between us and Bra Gigs. That was Nick kind of helped promote that.
I'm not gonna lie. The first gig that I put on, the Mr. Marseille one, I nearly killed me with tension. Like while the gig's on, I couldn't enjoy it because it was like things could still go wrong. Don't worry about it. For that, what I find is the first half hour or so when it's slow, and then once you get to the point you realise you've hit a decent number or a decent turnout, you can relax a bit. But the first half hour or so is a nightmare. Always a bit So it's but again at the end, then once everything's passed off, everything's gone all right. Even when things don't go okay, because I've not had that many disasters, but they did have. It's maybe the second or third gig I ever put on ended in a brawl. At the top.
So where's the bad part about this?
Exactly. That was a story to take home.
Right.
So
this was at the Tap. This was maybe the second. I think it was maybe the second or third gig we did at the gig collective had at the time. We'd put on our friends Birdcage Lantern, which is basically an early incarnation of Snowball. There's guys that went on to be one of the guys went on to be in Omadon and various other kind of local bands, and a band called Decipher from Berwick who brought up a busload of very rowdy mates who would kind of go off.
Beat on the sauce all day.
And the last band was I can't remember the name now. It's a band from North Berwick. It's got LD, who's now sings for Daniel Waxoff. But again, they brought in a load of their mates as well. So we had this kind of traditional kind of hardcore band go on first, before kind of going off, which got the crowd a bit rowdy. Then we stuck on this kind of really slow doom band in the middle. So I think the folk that were kind of, a lot of folk waiting for the last band then got really pissed during this. So by the time they came on, folk were drunk. And then it ended up in like folk dancing really violently. Somebody smacked into the bassist. A big guy smacks at the bassist of this band. I think it was called Systemic actually. And she was she was a fairly small woman, but she gave this guy a big hook. Right, and it was a fucking great punch with like a black eye, and it just kind of like, and it just sort of degenerated from there to the extent where we're like, right, everyone's fighting. Let's just
pull the plug.
Go.
Did you just let it go? Or did you
no, we didn't. I mean, it was. To be honest, it probably seemed. Our reflection probably wasn't as bad as you've probably seen worse now. But at that point, you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's like. Man, it could have been a lot fucking worse.
No, well, there was a lot more folk kind of squaring off to each other and hitting each other and stuff.
But the metal scene seems to be kind of pretty tame.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've not seen anything like that for a while. But
it's always argy-bargy, but then it always gets fucking sorted out.
But no, to be fair, this guy did probably deserve a punch. I wouldn't. And it was a fucking good punch. So,
go on yourself, head.
Fair play. But yeah, that was. But yeah, there was a big ram, and I think there may have been some rammy outside afterwards.
But nothing to do with you, so
no, we did walk away and go, right, this is now out the pub, the gig's finished, this has nothing to do with us. If they want to fight, fuck it. Let them do it. But yeah, I haven't seen anything like that at a gig for a long time. So, but yeah, that's. I mean, weird things always happened at the Tap because it was free. Yeah. Anyone could wander in. There was a guy going round one night trying to sell a shotgun. But you had to go into his car boot to have a look at it.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
There's another guy. There was a guy. Told me who is kind of famous old Edinburgh punk who he would frequently get banned for various reasons, but he would still want to come in to see the band, so he'd come in disguise. But rather than maybe stick a hoodie on or something, he would always wear the most conspicuous disguises, like a radiation suit, or one occasion a bit of tarpaulin. And then he would get chucked out again. He'd usually have to sit in the trees outside and listen to the bands.
Fucking hell.
That is one of the best things I've heard, because I can only imagine like a classic punk-looking guy. Like, you can't disguise that.
Like hazmat suit.
Yeah, the thing is where everyone knew each other. So it wasn't kind of like a punk local. So folk would everyone sort of knew each other.
Spot on the fucking mile.
And particularly the bar staff. They're good, so it's not like you're walking at a random pub or somewhere where folk aren't going to know who you are, even know you by name.
Like, I imagine he just puts like one of those like fake glasses with a nose and moustache on. He's like, no, this is my disguise. It'll totally work.
It's like, fine.
There was one other occasion.
Are we going to tell him?
There was one other occasion, a canvas gig. We put on canvas kind of in between the point they changed, because they end up being they got quite popular. Got quite proggy, a bit today's the day, but there was a bit in between. They started out as a kind of straightforward sort of Earth Crisis-y sort of straight edge metal band, and then there's a bit in between where there was this really horrible sludgy grind, and they were fucking amazing. But at that gig, there was an old punk. I don't know if he was unhappy about the style of music that was being played or something. He was going around trying to pick fights with people, and then he came up to me, started like picking a fight with me. It was like ridiculous. Like, I'm English. Does that offend you? And it's like, no. And then it's like, and then he kept trying to ban me up. Eventually he's like, look pal, will you just fuck off? Yeah. And then he fucked off at that point, but it's kind of thinking, that's empty. I turned around and realised half the pubs behind me were like snooker queues and like ashtrays and stuff. So at that point, I think at that point he'd been bamming up half the pub. Yeah. So I kind of thinking, tell him to realise, well actually, it's me and these 30 people, we fucking pool queues behind me who've got him to fuck. But it was always kind of weird stuff going on there, right?
Yeah, Tap was one of them. Like, as I say, it was the same. Like, if you're going backwards from the studios had a story, a mystery, a lineage to it. But before that, it was the venue. The venue was the crazy crackpot town. Oh my god, the crazy thing happened there. And then before that, was a Tap. Right. And it's like it seems to be that there's always a new place coming along, and folk get so dedicated to one place, like the venue or studios or wherever it was. It's like, well, there will be somewhere new. People don't just vanish when the club goes.
Yeah. It's like a law of thermodynamics or something. It's like
it's got to get passed on to something else.
That energy just moves to another place and keep it going.
Right, so I think we're going to wrap this up then, since we've had a good old patter. So,
good old chinwag.
Anything to either promote, talk about, gonna go see, yada yada yada.
Nice
quick wrap
up. Well, now as we've been talking
gushing about.
Yeah, so I'd recommend you get yourself a ticket for that.
Which is We Red Bar, July
18th. Yeah, tickets are a tenner.
Exactly, I was just about to say, tickets are actually fucking cheap for that show, considering that lineup.
Yeah,
it's fucking that.
Yeah. Also, the Krusty House have got a gig this weekend. Wardomized and Warwind. If you like a bit of Krusty D-beat.
Lots of D-beat madness.
Can't get anything else that's happening anytime soon.
There's a gig on in Glasgow that I'm looking at going to. It's a Brazilian hardcore band.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they're called Desiccato
Yeah,
Civil.
that looks pretty good.
With Droves, Gay Panic, Deathbed.
Yeah.
I think Braticus, maybe?
Yeah.
That would be.
I think that's like the 7th of July or some shit. It's coming up real
Yeah,
soon.
Bananas playing at the Caves. That got
That's in
released.
October.
That's in October though, but yeah, it's just got released.
Speaking of bands, but this is going way in the
Carlson,
future, like Boris announced for like
yeah,
December. I was like, whoa, yep, going to that.
So there's fucking loads of stuff.
There's tons
I hope they do the same as last time. It's like we've got a new album, but here's the Pink album
Yeah,
from like years ago.
Like, all right, cool.
That'll have to do.
But I'm intrigued by this new album. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I think it's
man.
gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah.
Boris does weird stuff.
I've just been hurting myself with friendship over the last wee while.
Yeah,
But that's gonna be good.
that'd be sweet.
Right, so yeah, thanks for coming down. It's been good seeing you.
Thanks,
and
dude.
hopefully we can get you and Nick in the next
Yeah,
time.
I hope
eh?
you guys both back. Cheers for having us.
Yeah, fucking
worries,
for
man.
sure. But yeah, I'll say that's that one. And then if anyone wants to do another one, let us know. Get something sorted. Have a
you
good
guys.
one, guys. Bye.
See you.